How y'all doing today? My name's Ayin, and today's topic of discussion is going to be healthy ways of venting. Healthy ways of venting. So, in other words, what I'm saying, you got to watch the people that you're talking to. One of my other videos that I made when I was talking about complaining can be contagious. One of the things that I talked about in the video was I was talking about how when you run up against these people at work where all they do is complain, and you may be having a bad day and it feels good for you to vent in this moment, but then you spark this type of relationship that you have with this person to where now on these other days where you're feeling good, everything is, sunny outside and you're just as happy as could be, here comes this person with their complaining. And you're like, man, this is the type of relationship that I chose to engage in. Now, how do I, bow out of this gracefully? Because I don't want to do this. I was just having a bad day. One of the ways that you can do this is whatever you're going through on that day on the job or it's stressful. One thing that's helped me out is keeping in mind that I don't care whether it's an 8-hour day, 10-hour day, 12-hour day, 14-hour day. At some point in time, it's going to be a point where I clock out at. And when I clock out, that's where those issues are going to stay at. When I get off the clock, I'm not going to be thinking about in my personal time, okay, now how can I tackle this when I go back to work? No, because if that's the case, then I should have stayed on the clock. We'll come back to it when I clock back in. Okay? That is one step going towards what I'm talking about healthy ways of venting. You can be in your feelings, you can be in your emotions and whatever you're going through at the job or have your thoughts up on it. But I'm gonna tell you one of the nice things about having your thoughts up on it. Even if you are having a bad day, you're like, man, this stinks. When you're saying that to yourself, because I don't care what job that you're at, how much you love it, how long you've been there, it can be your own business. I don't care what it is. You're gonna have some downward days. You're gonna have some days that just you aren't jiving right with. And when you're having those days where you're just, even when you acknowledge, you're like, man, this stinks. This is really rough. When you come back to it that next day with a fresh set of eyes, a fresh attitude, changing your self-talk, you'll find more often than not, either the situation, it's gonna have to work itself out. Whether you're putting in a lot of elbow work, a lot of elbow grease to get that that job done, you're gonna come through it. It might not be the most pleasant thing, but you're gonna pass through it because that's what life's about. You have trials and you have tribulations. I don't care on how well put together you think that you got everything figured out. You're gonna come up against some resistance. That's where building the resilience on your part, changing your self-talk so you can have a healthy way of getting through that and knowing that you can see that through to the end, through those difficult times. That's a healthy way of venting. One of the things that I'm wanting to share with you today, and the reason why I even came up with this video, because it's something that I've come up against in recent times. On some of these days where it's been rough for me, pushing through whatever I've done, at the end of the day, when I've stopped doing it and I'm coming back around to get ready to jump back into it on the next work schedule, I've thought to myself, man, okay, I'm gonna go in here with a different outlook on things. Let's see what we can do to get this done. It's one reason why you do have an end of your shift time, so you can get back to being you. It's a reason why you're just not on the clock 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's a reason why you have some you time, so you can come back, you can recoup, and be able to carry out your mission on whatever that job is. And what I found is more often than not, I'm sitting up here thinking to myself, man, I'm glad that I just didn't, unnecessarily complain in some unhealthy way, especially with this person that really could have saw what I was, going through, because I heard them going through the same things. Just venting with no way of solving anything that we're complaining about. Just complaining. That's one of the reasons why I talk about on this channel, complaining without a solution. You would like to have a solution if you're fixing to bring issue to something. You want to have a solution behind it. So it's not just the arbitrary, a complaint. Because anybody can complain. Not everybody can solve issues, but anybody can complain. You can complain about anything. Even positive things you can complain about. So you want to find a healthy way of doing that, and some of what I've told you right here in this video, you already got the keys to the steps of handling whatever it is that you're going through in a healthy way. Knowing that, hey, look, at some point in time, I will be clocking out, and these issues will be staying here, and they'll be waiting here till the next day. If somebody else doesn't come and pick up and resolve this before I come in, but it's not my job to think about it once I'm off the clock. Because this isn't healthy. This isn't healthy for the job, and it's definitely not healthy for me. That's how you experience burnout. So my way of venting is, yeah, I'm going to have some complaints. I'm going to have my own thoughts and whatever about the situation. But more often than not, when I'm just kind of, wrap my head around whatever's going on, and I'm just like, man, taking a deep breath, come back to it, resolve that issue. I'm glad that I just wasn't standing around complaining with some of the coworkers. Because now I don't have to deal with those type of interactions on the days where I'm having a good day and, they're just complaining. Because this is the type of atmosphere that you set up. So you want to watch who you're talking to. You want to watch the ways that you do things. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about a healthy way to vent. And you'll find that you have people like that up off in life. That you're just like, man, how did I ever go down this road on this relationship here? Oh, I remember one bad day that I was having. This person has a bad day every day. Now I'm having a bad day every day. I done been down that road too. Yeah, it feels good in that moment, but is it really worth it? I'm not saying you keep this all in till you're just pent up. I'm telling you steps to go about how to. You'll get through it. You'll get through it just as sure as you know that when you clock out, you leave whatever is going on there at the job. Come back tomorrow, tackle it with a new fresh set of eyes, a new attitude. You'll push through it. I've had issues where it's been a week trying to resolve like one issue, and I've just had to come back in there and just, go at it again. Another day, go at it again. I'm just like, man, I made it through that week where it's almost comical. Just like, man, can't believe, I was really wigging out or stressing out about this at the beginning of the week, and look what came to be of it. Now imagine if I was just, really just dialed in and just in tune with this, thinking about this all off the clock, just wigged out about it. It'd have been a whole week of my life given away to nothing that we resolved here on Friday. It started on Monday, and matter of fact, I just had an issue to where something went on Friday and it wasn't resolved till the next Friday. So imagine if I was wigging out about it, for a full 7 days. It still was going to be whatever it was going to be that next Friday. I did what I could do. Healthy ways of venting. Watch who you're complaining to. That's the topic of this video. My name's Ayin. I want you to stay encouraged, avoid being discouraged, and if you hadn't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. See you next time.